Hello everyone, warm welcome to Regulatory Bodies YouTube channel by Testbook. My name is Madhav Sir. I welcome you all in the next and a very important session on finance current affairs. We know this very well that finance current affairs is going to play a really very important role in your upcoming examination, and if you want to clear this particular exam, you need to follow this session on regular basis. Unfortunately, this session was not conducted. You need to follow this. It was not conducted in the last session, or I would say the last session was not conducted, that is on Tuesday, because of my health. But don't worry, as I always promises you that I will be covering the backlogs in this week itself. So before we start the discussion, may I have a reply in the comment section that yes, I'm audible, visible, everything is fine, we are good to go, so that we can begin the discussion without any further delay. And guys, as per your demand, as per your comments in the comment section, that you want me to discuss the previous day based discussions or previous day based news questions should be discussed. I'm here in front of you guys where I will be discussing. Firstly, the questions which are based on the news which we have covered in the previous session, and then we will be moving on to the current day news. As you all know, in this session we cover the RBI press release as well as RBI notifications, RBI bulletin. Everything is completed. Let's get started, guys. I hope you all are ready. If you haven't yet shared the link of this session with your friends, I would request you quickly share the link. I'm also doing the same. Let's collectively copy the link of this session, share it with our friends on WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, so that more and more students, they can join us live in this particular session. And once you have shared the link, just give me yes sir in the comment section so that we can begin the discussion without any further delay. Once you have shared it, give me a thumbs up. Big thumbs up is required from everyone so that we can begin. Guys, if you have any doubt, I will be taking all your doubts in the end of the session as always. So if you want to ask general doubts, don't worry, I will be taking each and every doubt of yours. But for that, you need to wait till the last of this particular session. Here we go with the first question from the previous session. See, if you were present in the previous session, then obviously you will be in the position to answer it. But if you were not there in the previous session, then also nothing to worry. Just try to learn the new concepts which I will be discussing in a revision format. Ready? Here we go with the first question from the previous session. You have 30 seconds to answer this particular question. Which of the following statement accurately reflects the benefits of India's direct benefit transfer system between 2009 to 2024? So what will be your answer to this particular question? You can choose more than one option. I'm not saying that only one option is correct. You can witness more than one option to be correct, and you need to give me the correct options from the given question. The first option is Jam Trinity. The first option we have is Jam Trinity. The Jam Trinity says Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile is considered a foundational pillar behind the DBT success. Is it correct? Okay. Despite increased beneficiary coverage, subsidy expenditure has increased from 9% to 16%. So this is wrong. This statement is wrong because subsidy expenditure has not increased, rather the subsidy expenditure has decreased. Earlier the subsidy expenditure was 16% of the total expenditure. Now it has reduced to 9%. Yes, Jam Trinity has played a really very important role in order to achieve the targets of DBT. Moving on to the next point. DBT saved 3.48 lakh crores primarily through the reduced administrative salaries in the welfare department. That is absolutely correct. The majority of DBT savings came from Pradhan Mantri Kisan and Manrega wage. Pradhan Mantri Kisan and Manrega, no sir, if you remember, the majority benefit has been witnessed in case of what? So the majority benefit has been witnessed in case of food subsidy. So keeping that in mind, D option is incorrect. DBT led to the DBT led to both enhanced welfare delivery. I'll just remove the sticker. Hanji. So DBT led to the both enhanced welfare delivery efficiency and significant reduction in the subsidy leakages. That is correct. So technically answer is going to be what? Sir, A, C and E is going to be correct. But the question over here is, sir, DBT has saved 3.48 lakh crore rupees primarily. That is true. But this primarily reduction is because of the administrative salaries in the welfare department? No, sir. Are you getting my point? DBT has resulted in a saving of 3.48 lakh crores. Till this point, this statement is correct. लेकिन ये सेविंग्स क्यों हुई है सर? ये सेविंग्स इसलिए नहीं हुई कि आपने सैलरीज कम कर दी, ये सेविंग्स इसलिए हुई है क्योंकि विद द हेल्प ऑफ डीबीटी जो आपका एक्सपेंडिचर है वो कम हो गया, आपकी एफिशिएंसी इंक्रीज होगी. दैट इज द रीजन. सो व्हाट आई वुड से सी ऑप्शन इज आल्सो इनकरेक्ट, क्योंकि यहां तक ये ऑप्शन करेक्ट था. इफ यू रिमेंबर आई हैव रेड दिस सेंटेंस टिल दिस पॉइंट ओनली, लेकिन यहां पे जाते ही ये क्या हो गया? गलत हो गया. सो आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी व्हाट? सर, ए एंड ई आर करेक्ट. सी ऑप्शन इज इनकरेक्ट. इज इट क्लियर एवरीवन? Shall I move ahead? Okay, moving on to the next point. The next question says, name of the first ever startup in which NABARD made an equity investment. So NABARD has made the first ever investment, that means equity investment, in which of the startup? That startup is related to EKCC, and this is a portal, this is a platform which will be holding the land records as well as the all other records of the farmers, so that easy and quick loan dispersals to the farmers can be given. So what is the name of the company in which this 10% of equity investment is done by NABARD? So the answer to this particular question is 24/7 Mobile Works Consulting Private Limited. 24/7 Mobile Works Consulting Private Limited. So the answer to this particular question is B option. Next question. Which of the following statements are factually correct regarding India's remittance trends and liberalized remittance scheme during the financial year 2024-25? We all know that as per the scheme, $250,000 can be transferred, can be remitted in one financial year regardless of the age. Earlier this value was $25,000. So the first one, remittance for international travel saw the sharpest year-on-year percentage decline among all the listed segments. If I talk about the travel, so the international travel, which is the highest share, which has the highest share in terms of outward remittance, it has reduced by what value? So it has reduced by 15%. Sorry, it has reduced by 1%. Earlier it was $16 billion. Now from $16 billion, it has reduced to $15.84 billion. If I'm not incorrect, I think I'm going in the right direction. Please check this data. $16 billion and the next point is 1%. LRS currently permits residents to remit $250,000 per financial year. That is correct. Remittance for the purchase of immovable property increased on year-on-year basis. Yes, sir, it has increased, but I doubt that whether it has increased 25% or not. Next is remittances towards investment in equity or debt decreased. No, sir. No. We have witnessed increase in investment, not only in immovable asset, but also the investment done in the equity and debt instruments. In those cases also, our overall investment has increased. So technically, D statement is incorrect. LRS was initially $25,000. That is correct. So if you ask me, I am still doubtful in option A as well as in option C, because it says sharpest year-on-year percentage decline among all the segments. Is it correct? Second point is remittance for the purchase of immovable property has increased. That is true, but whether it has increased 25% or not, you must also be in a dilemma. Don't worry, let's check this out. Guys, don't worry, let's check this out. So I have the entire data. Remittance overall has dropped down by what percent? Sir, overall remittance has dropped down by 8.21%. Remember it. If I say international travel, the largest segment, recorded marginal decline. It's not a sharpest decline. It has declined only by 1%. So if it has declined only by 1%, undoubtedly it cannot be a sharpest decline. So A option is incorrect. Remittance to close relatives was sharp year on year, dropped down to nearly 22%. Remittance for overseas education dropped down by 16%. Overseas remittance for the purchase of movable asset has increased by 28.32%. So keeping that in mind, this statement is correct. So answer would be what? So B is correct, C is correct, and E option is correct, but A and D options are incorrect. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Just give me yes, sir, if it is clear, so that I can move on to the next point. Moving on to the next question, guys. The next question is now on your screen. The question says, which of the following statements are factually correct? Are factually correct with reference to the India's largest public sector bank, that is SBI, recent efforts to promote self-service banking and digital channel usage. So the first point is Grahak Mitras are being deployed over 6,500 SBI branches, accounting for nearly 1/4 of its total number of branch network. So this is a kind of question which 99.9% RBI is not going to ask. RBI will not check your knowledge with respect to these kind of data. RBI is not expecting that you must remember these kind of data. Intentionally I have come up with this particular question because बहुत सारे students के doubts हैं कि सर कितना डेटा पढ़े, डेटा पढ़ने का समझ ही नहीं आ रहा, कितना डेटा इंपॉर्टेंट है, कहां से क्वेश्चन आएगा. तो मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि यहां से तो क्वेश्चन बिल्कुल नहीं आएगा. अगर ऐसा कोई पॉइंट होगा, if this question comes, just leave it, it's not for us. लेकिन अगर मैं आपको बता दूं क्या ये सही है, नहीं सर, इट इज इनकरेक्ट, इट इज अराउंड 4500 और ये जो है दिस इज 1/4, दैट इज 25%. तो 25% वाला पॉइंट इज करेक्ट, बट एसबीआई की जो ब्रांचेस हैं दैट आर अराउंड 20,000 का मतलब तो ब्रांचेस जो होंगी दैट विल बी around 20,000, तो 1/4 that will be around 5,000. तो आंसर क्या 4500. As of December, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, this data is important. As of December 2024, more than 98% of transactions were conducted through the alternate banking channels. Yes sir, this is correct. Swayam, that is required for printing of the passbooks. New Swayam has enabled the migration of 3.4 crore monthly passbook transactions. Again, RBI will not check your knowledge on this ground. SBI plans to upgrade or replace 25% of its ATMs. Is it 25%? This is important. This you need to remember. Is it 25%? You need to check. Grahak Mitras will primarily assess the high footfall. This is correct. So let's find out. What all are correct, what all are incorrect. So we are not clear with A, C and D. We are not clear with A, C and D option. So let's check A, C and D option. First point, sir, Grahak Mitras across 4,500 branches accounts for nearly 25%. No sir, it accounts for nearly what? 20%, not 25%. So A option is incorrect and the total value is 4,500 crores. These Grahak Mitras, they will be sourced from SBOSS, that is fine. Next point which you need to remember is 98% wala, that is correct. How many ATMs are going to be replaced? If I talk about the upgradation of ATMs, that is around 65,000. So as December 2024, bank had 65,000 ATMs and around 20,000 Swayam and around 20,000 Swayam passbook printing machines. Bank is looking to replace almost 62% or 40,000. 62% or 40,000. So keeping that in mind, how many ATMs are going to be upgraded? So 62% of the ATMs, around 42,000 or 40,000 ATMs are going to be upgraded. Moving on to the last, this statement is correct. So answer is going to be what? So B, C and E are correct, but D option and A option are incorrect. Is it clear everyone? Enjoying? Is it clear everyone? Enjoying? समझ आया कैसे क्वेश्चंस एग्जाम में पूछे जाएंगे, कौन सा डेटा इंपॉर्टेंट है? जो स्टेटमेंट्स इनकरेक्ट हैं वो डेटा इंपॉर्टेंट था ही नहीं, तो यू डोंट हैव टू रिमेंबर दैट डेटा. बट हाँ, this data was important, this was important, and if you ask me, then this is up to a certain mark. If you remember 60% wali figure, that is more than sufficient. Moving on to the last question from the previous session, which of the following statements regarding HDFC Bank is correct? So if I talk about HDFC Bank, sir, HDFC Bank has become the third Indian company to cross a mark of 15 lakh crore rupees. So HDFC Bank became the first Indian private sector bank to cross the 15 lakh crore market capitalization? My answer is yes. If it would have written first bank of India to cross a mark of 15 lakh crore, then also it is correct. क्यों? क्योंकि सर इससे पहले सिर्फ दो ही कंपनीज ने ये मार्क क्रॉस किया है, एक है रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज लिमिटेड और दूसरी है आपकी टीसीएस, एंड बोथ ऑफ देम आर नॉट बैंक्स. तो प्राइवेट सेक्टर ना भी लिखा होता, फर्स्ट इंडियन बैंक लिखा होता, तो भी ये स्टेटमेंट क्या थी? करेक्ट थी. प्लीज मार्क इट, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. As of March, जो valuation थी, that was around 15 lakh crore rupees. This is correct. A bank is now the third Indian company to achieve this. This is correct. The rise in HDFC Bank, please pay attention. The rise in HDFC Bank's valuation was primarily driven by an increase in foreign institutional investment. नहीं sir. ना. HDFC Bank की जो value increase हुई है, that is not because of the foreign investment और फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट. एचडीएफसी बैंक में जो ये वैल्यू इंक्रीज हुआ है, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग इन्वेस्टर सेंटिमेंट्स एज वेल एज कंसिस्टेंट शेयर प्राइस ग्रोथ ओवर द टाइम. सो जो शेयर प्राइस है बैंक का, इट हैज ग्रोन ओवर द टाइम एंड ड्यू टू दैट रीजन दिस इंक्रीज हैज बीन विटनेस्ड एंड द मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन ऑफ 50 लाख करोड़ हैव बीन अचीव्ड. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस A, B, C and E is correct. So answer should be A, B, C, E. That is the correct answer. Let's check it out. That is absolutely correct. ठीक है जी, समझ आ गया, मजा आया, क्लियर हुआ. इफ यू ऑल आर क्लियर विद द डिस्कशन, जस्ट गिव मी यस सर. आई विल बी मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. आज की न्यूज को स्टार्ट करेंगे और आज का जो हमारा न्यूज है, दैट इज अगेन रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आज का जो न्यूज है, दैट इज बेस्ड ऑन द लेटेस्ट RBI master circular, and this master circular or master direction given by RBI is related to the currency exchange, not exactly currency exchange, it is basically related to the soiled notes as well as mutilated notes, and it is related to the currency chest. मतलब ये कि जब आपके पास जो currency notes हैं, जब वो गल जाते हैं, फट जाते हैं, तो आप क्या करते हैं? You have the capacity, you are allowed by RBI कि you can exchange those notes, but आपके दिमाग में बहुत सारे questions होंगे. Where to exchange? अगर मैं exchange करूंगा तो what value I am going to receive? Will I be receiving the 100% value or not? अगला question है, sir, why banks are doing this service? What are they earning with this kind of service? क्योंकि if they are accepting my deposit and giving loan to the public, they are earning NIM, that is net interest margin or net interest income. But if they are just providing me a service and they are acting as an agent of RBI to exchange the soil notes against good and clean notes, what is the benefit of the banks? What are the conditions? What kind of incentives the banks are going to receive? All these discussions will be done in this particular session. So जिसको currency chest नहीं पता, if you don't know what is soiled note, what is the difference between soiled and mutilated note, what are the incentives going to be paid, what are the locations of currency chest, who is the owner of currency chest, who is the administrator of currency chest, all these questions will be answered in this particular session itself. I hope we are good to go. Do hit the like button before we start the discussion, and once you have hit the like button, give me yes sir in the comment section so that we can begin. And you can download the PDF of this session from a Telegram channel, and you'll find the PDF after this session itself on this particular channel. Good to go, guys? Good to go? Okay, let's get started. Please pay attention, listen to me very carefully. Each and every point is going to be really very important. In this particular news, we have two kinds of data. एक है that is to give you the knowledge around the topic, and second is something which you need to remember. The data which you need to remember, I will be writing R on it, and I'll give you the annotated PDF in the Telegram channel, and you just learn the data on what I will be writing the alphabet R. उसके अलावा जो data है, that is only and only for your reference, for your understanding, जो आपको समझना है. ठीक है जी? तो सुनिएगा जरा. Master direction on the framework of incentives for currency distribution and exchange scheme for bank branches including currency chest. अब क्वेश्चन है कि सर इस डायरेक्शन का मतलब क्या? देखो, we all know that who is the printer of currency? So currency is printed by RBI. Currency is printed by RBI, but the metal coins, they are minted by Government of India. But paper notes as well as the metal coins, they are distributed by RBI only. Now, if RBI wants to make the distribution, obviously RBI will be making this distribution through different channels. The first channel is through the banking sector. Second channel is bank can directly supply this funds to the public. So RBI directly public को कैसे पैसा देगा? Public को दे सकता है ना. अगर RBI ने open market operation के तहत, if RBI has started the open market operation, RBI has issued the government security, or RBI is purchasing back the government security, and against that purchase back of government security, RBI can distribute the currency to the public. But मेरा आज का जो concern है, that is not only the concern of distribution, my concern is जो RBI ने currency print की, वो आपकी public तक कैसे पहुंचती है? So it reaches to the public with the help of banking sector. लेकिन, but the point is, banks branches, they are not directly receiving the funds from RBI. Actually, RBI transfer these funds, or RBI transfer the cash to the currency chest, and from currency chest these funds are transferred to different banks branches. From these currency chests, these funds are transferred to different bank branches, or with the help of this particular network, RBI comes up with the distribution of currency in the economy. Distribution of currency in the economy. Not only this, even the banks, even the bank branches, they are accepting the soiled notes from the public. And those soiled notes which are accepted from the public. अब आप सोच रहे होंगे soiled note का मतलब क्या? Soiled note, in very simple terms, I will be explaining in much detail. In very simple terms, the notes which are torn out, फटा हुआ note, gala hua note. For example, the currency note was in your pocket and your mother put your jeans in the washing machine, and once your jeans is, I would say, dry enough and you're wearing it again, then you realize that there is a 100 rupee note in my jeans, and you must have seen कि note का जो actual texture है वो change हो जाता है. Notes looks quite different, and we call it as imperfect, soiled notes or mutilated note. I will be bifurcating, I will be explaining them individually. ये तीनों एक जगह यूज किए जाते हैं, soiled, mutilated, imperfect, but these three are very different terms which I will be explaining. You need to stand with me for some more time. So RBI use these currency chests for making the distribution. That means RBI do not circulate the funds directly to the bank branches. Rather, this circulation is done with the help of these currency chests. Not only this, we all know that RBI provides loan to the bank against repo rate, against repo rate, bank rate, MSF. In that case also, once the bank has borrowed the loan, that loan or the cash required can also be distributed through the currency chest. For example, RBI ने SBI को लोन दिया, ये लोन डिजिटल फॉर्मेट पर RBI ने SBI को सैंक्शन कर दिया. Now SBI will be utilizing these currency chest of RBI to distribute the currency or distribute the cash in different branches as per the requirement of SBI. तो वहां भी currency chest is important. So currency chest is nothing but it is a locker of RBI where RBI keep the funds safe, or RBI keep the cash safe and distribute whenever required. The way you have a locker in a bank, or you have a locker in your house where everyone keep their I would say valuables, and whenever required they can take out those valuables. In a similar manner the currency chest operates. So the first point is related to the currency chest. Next point is incentives for currency distribution. Now banks traditional function is what? So bank's traditional function is to accept deposits as well as provide loan. But if bank is distributing the currency on the behalf of RBI, which is supposed to be done by RBI, then it's not our bank's business. But if still bank is performing this kind of business, that means it is operating as an agent of RBI. And if it is operating as an agent of RBI, तो free में तो कोई काम करेगा नहीं. If free में कोई काम करेगा नहीं, तो obviously incentives pay किए जाएंगे. That means funds, incentives will be paid by RBI to these bank branches. Not only this, these bank branches, they will also exchange the soiled notes, the mutilated notes, फटे हुए, गले हुए notes को ये जो branches हैं, they will accept those notes from the public and give them the clean notes, give them the new notes, which should be introduced in circulation for better penetration. So all these functions which are performed by bank, These are not the traditional functions for which bank has been set up, but these are the functions which bank is performing on the behalf of RBI, and that is the reason bank should be paid with some benefits. कुछ return में देना पड़ेगा, कुछ commission देना पड़ेगा, कुछ incentive देना पड़ेगा, and that incentive has been defined under this particular scheme. So under this particular master direction, what has been introduced? Sir, they have introduced currency distribution and exchange scheme. Currency distribution and exchange scheme. What is this? So this is the incentives, framework of incentives. For what purpose? Sir, for the purpose of currency distribution and exchange of currency. उन दोनों purposes के लिए जो incentives हैं वो दिए जाएंगे, और कितने incentives होंगे वो disclose किया गया. And these incentives will not be only given to the banks, it will also given to the currency chest, or I would say it will be distributed to the bank branches through currency chest only. अब क्वेश्चन ये है कि सर व्हाई दीज इंसेंटिव्स? भैया इंसेंटिव्स दोगे तभी तो बैंक वो काम करेगा जिसके लिए वो बना ही नहीं है. I have set up a bank for deposit and loan, but I am performing these kind of functions on the behalf of RBI. क्यों? भैया कुछ पैसा मिलेगा तभी तो करूंगा, and that incentives have been announced, which we will be discussing in this particular session. I request everyone, no questions for next 20-30 minutes. Let me complete this discussion, then I will be taking each and every question of yours. You just keep on noting down your doubts on a rough notebook which you have. बस एक बार लिख लो रफ में कि ये डाउट है. जब सर कंप्लीट करेंगे आई विल बी टेकिंग ऑल ऑफ योर डाउट्स. अभी आई वोंट टेक एनी डाउट ऑफ योर्स. ठीक है जी. नाउ क्वेश्चन ये है कि सर आरबीआई इज परफॉर्मिंग दिस फंक्शन अकॉर्डिंग टू द प्रीएम्बल of RBI Act 19, according to the RBI Act preamble, according to the section 45 of RBI Act 1934, and according to the section 35A of Banking Regulation Act 1949. I don't know whether you have gone through with different articles and discussions in the past related to RBI, but in my observation, section 35 and section 45. 35 of Banking Regulation Act and 45 of RBI Act 1934 is always in news. So let's first decode these three things. What is preamble of RBI? When I was in my RBI Grade B interview, the chairman sir, he asked me why RBI was set up. The question was why RBI was set up. The basic reason is what were the objectives behind setting up of RBI. Remember that if this kind of question is asked, why RBI was set up, what was the need of RBI, why RBI was set up as a central bank separately for the country, the answer is going to come from the preamble itself. Why? The preamble of Reserve Bank of India describes the basic functions of RBI. We know that we have ample of functions of RBI. मैंने भी पढ़े हैं, आपने भी पढ़े हैं. लेकिन जब RBI की इंटरव्यू में specifically पूछा जाए the objective, the agenda behind setting up of RBI, then your answer should be the preamble. So what is the preamble? The preamble says RBI was set up to regulate the issue of banknotes, keeping of reserves with the view to secure monetary stability, generally to operate the currency credit system of the country, to have a modern monetary policy framework to meet the challenge of inflation, to maintain the price stability while keeping in mind the objective of growth. So RBI के basic functions क्या है? सर तीन basic functions है. पहला currency का printing, उसकी issuing और उसका distribution plus reserves. तो करेंसी से रिलेटेड तीन फंक्शंस है. पहला प्रिंटिंग, इशुइंग, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एंड रिजर्व्स. दूसरा फंक्शन है रिलेटेड टू द क्रेडिट, कि क्रेडिट सिस्टम को कंट्रोल करना, दैट इज टू कंट्रोल द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस व्हिच आर प्रोवाइडिंग द क्रेडिट फैसिलिटी, दैट इज बैंक्स एंड ऑल. थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शन इज कंट्रोल द इन्फ्लेशन रेट्स, कीपिंग इन माइंड द ग्रोथ रेट्स ऑफ द कंट्री. So these are the basic functions of RBI. These are the basic objectives जिसकी वजह से बैंक RBI को बनाएगा. अगली बार अगर आपसे कोई पूछेगा, you will be in a position to answer this question very accurately. You won't miss it the way I was not able to present myself up to this mark, but it's okay. I was able to clear the examination. That's fine. But yes, this was the question which has been asked. Moving on to the next. The next point is Section 45 of RBI Act 1934. So Section 45 of RBI Act 1934 gives the power to RBI to appoint the agents, which means RBI can appoint the agents. That means RBI can appoint the banks, the other financial institutes to operate or to work on the behalf of RBI so that the functions of RBI can be performed in a better manner. So if someone asks you, RBI can appoint banks as well as NBFCs as its agents, my answer is yes. And these agents are appointed under which act? So they are appointed under RBI Act 1934. And if I talk about the section, it is going to be section 45. तो ये वाला preamble यहाँ पे क्यों important है? Preamble यहाँ पे क्यों important है? Why the preamble is important? Give me the answer, guys. Preamble is important because RBI. Preamble is important. Why? Because RBI is what? Sir, RBI is coming up with a master direction, and this master direction is related to what? So this master direction is related to issue of bank notes. इसलिए preamble को रेफर किया गया. बैंक्स को अपॉइंट किया जा रहा है एज एन एजेंट, बैंक्स को प्रोवाइड की जा रही है इंसेंटिव्स, इसीलिए सेक्शन 45 वाज मेंशन्ड. एंड लास्टली सेक्शन 35 क्यों मेंशन किया गया? सो सेक्शन 35 वाज मेंशन्ड बिकॉज RBI has been given the power, RBI has been given the power under the Banking Regulation Act 1949 to regulate and supervise the banking companies to protect the interest, banking companies to protect the interest and the overall banking system. तो यहाँ पर बैंक्स जो है वो प्रोवाइड करेंगे ये सर्विसेज टू द पब्लिक, और उस सर्विस प्रोवाइडिंग में कोई भी गलत सर्विस या कोई भी गलत आई वुड से ट्रांजैक्शन should not be performed by the bank. तो पब्लिक के इंटरेस्ट को सेफगार्ड करने के लिए they have included section 35A as well. तो ये तीनों चीजें याद रखिएगा, they are very common, that is the reason I am discussing it, otherwise I don't discuss the sections and all because they are not important. अब क्वेश्चन ये है कि सर when this particular announcement was done, this master direction was announced, in that master direction the ultimate aim of this master direction is to achieve the targets of clean note policy. Now the question is, what do you understand by the word clean note policy? When we use this word clean note policy, it was introduced back in 1999 where RBI want the notes to be clean so that their lifetime can be increased. मतलब आपने एक नोट प्रिंट किया, I am an RBI and I want the lifetime of this note to increase. So in order to increase the lifetime of that note, I come up with certain conditions. The first condition if I come up with, आज की डेट में you don't get the entire bundle of notes which is either stapled or stitched. पुराने टाइम में बात करें, it was stitched. Later on it was stapled. If you remember, अब stapling भी नहीं है, stitching भी नहीं है. You just get that bundle and there is a kind of, I would say, ribbon on it, and that ribbon is just to hold those, all the notes in a bundle itself. It is tight enough, but it is not tied. मतलब उसके ऊपर धागे से टाइंग नहीं की गई, ना ही कोई स्टेपल किया गया. So this is what we call it as clean note policy. So remember that RBI has introduced clean note policy back in 1999 in which banks were asked not to give soil notes. अब बैंक को कहा गया, if you receive a soil note in form of deposit, you should not make that note in the form of withdraw. मतलब उस नोट को withdraw मत करो, keep that note safe with you and transfer that note to RBI. And what will RBI do? Sir, RBI will collect all the soiled, all the mutilated notes, और उन सारे के सारे soiled और mutilated notes को RBI will destroy and RBI will reprint them. RBI will first destroy them, reprint them in same denomination. Are you getting this point? In same denomination. For example, RBI has received 10 notes of 100 rupees, 50 notes of 20 rupees, let's say 5 notes of 500 rupees. So first RBI will destroy them and then RBI will reprint the same number of notes in given denomination so that ना तो overall currency value change हो, which is in circulation, as well as the overall denomination numbers also should not change. So RBI maintain it while reprinting the soiled और mutilated notes. तो यहाँ पर clean note policy के तहत अब ये बहुत clearly बता दिया गया banks को, it has been directed by RBI that banks, they will be accepting the soiled notes, they will be accepting the mutilated notes, but they won't be recirculating, these notes back in the economy. यहाँ पे एक point और important, I don't know whether you remember, एक बहुत बड़ा मीम भी चला था वहां पे, बहुत काफी ज्यादा वायरल भी हुआ था. ₹10 के नोट के ऊपर लिखा हुआ था सोनम गुप्ता बेवफा है। अगर सोनम गुप्ता बेवफा लिखा है नोट के ऊपर तो मान लो नोट भी बेवफा है। व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, इफ अ नोट has something written on it, that note is also not considered as a fit note to be circulated in the economy. Remember that point. So clean note policy says that RBI asks the banks that you should not recirculate the soiled, mutilated or a note with a written notes on it to the customer, because we won't, or RBI want that banks should ensure the availability of good quality of bank notes to the members of the public, and this will be possible only if RBI will give incentives to the bank. Then only bank will perform this function, and for that incentive this particular direction has been announced. In 2002 it was advice given that RBI has advised to stop stapling the currency notes. So आज की डेट में banks में जब आप जाते हैं, this is the screenshot which I have taken from one of the bank when I was visiting a bank. वहां पे एक notice board पे लगा था, we accept delivery currency notes, and those delivery currency notes should be de-stapled or unstitched only. We don't accept the stitched or staple notes. Please do not write or scribble on the currency. Do not use bank notes for making toys. गले का हार बनाने के लिए use मत करो. Please count and check the currency before leaving. Soiled and mutilated currency notes are freely exchanged at our counters. That means I am an agent of the RBI. I will be enjoying the incentives which Madhav Sir is going to discuss because I am the part of this. Coins as well as small denomination notes are freely accepted as well as issued at our cash counter. So these are the clean note policies which I have read in a particular branch on their notice. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया। अगली बार अगर कोई पूछे what is clean note policy, clean note policy basically means RBI is trying to ensure the circulation of good quality banknotes in the country, and RBI has asked the banks to do not recirculate soiled, mutilated as well as notes with writing on them, and this process is termed as, or it is a part of clean note policy, which also says notes should not be stapled, they should not be stitched, and nothing should be written. If anything is written, any political slogan or any other slogan is written, then that note will not be considered as a legal tender. It won't be accepted as a legal tender for completing the transactions. Got it, guys? Is this point clear? Got it? Is this point clear? Okay. So I hope you can visualize on my back what is this. It's nothing, guys. It is currency chest. Now I'll give you a quick review of the currency chest. So हालांकि मैंने आपको बता दिया currency chest है क्या, कुछ technical terms हैं which I would like to discuss. So the depository of RBI, where RBI keep its currency safe, is known as currency chest. So depository of RBI is known as currency chest. It consists of cash, and this cash is meant for banks as well as ATMs. The chests are located on the premises of selected banks. This is important. कि सर ये जो currency chest है, this currency chest is located on the selected banks. That means RBI select banks branches. RBI select bank branches, and in those bank branches, RBI or bank construct the currency chest. Bank construct the currency chest, but this currency chest is administered by RBI. So when RBI prints new notes, they first send them to the currency chest, from where it goes into circulation. The whole purpose of RBI is to deliver currency to rest of the country with the help of currency chest, and currency chest help facilitate a good, healthy economy by producing note circulation in the market. They act as a caretaker of Indian currency system. I have a homework for you guys. Homework is, how many currency chests do we have in the country as of today, and how many small coin deposit currency chests we have as of today. So one we have currency chest, one we have small coin deposits. In currency chest, basically we focus on banknotes, and there are certain currency chests which only collect the small coin deposits. If you can find this data, very good, but this data is readily available. Do find it and comment it after this session. Currency chests are located in the branches of selected banks. So it is located in the branches of selected bank, as I said, but they are managed, administered by RBI, and RBI can inspect these currency chests on periodic basis. RBI can inspect these currency chests on periodic basis whenever required. Moving on to the next point. So what are the main activities? So currency chest is responsible for cash movement. Cash movement का मतलब RBI से न्यू करेंसी प्रिंट होकर करेंसी चेस्ट पे आई, करेंसी चेस्ट से ये करेंसी आगे ब्रांचेस तक क्या होगी, ट्रांसपोर्ट होगी, और RBI will, or I would say the RBI departments which are involved in this, they will try to minimize, they will try their level best to minimize what? So they will try to minimize the travel cost or the transportation cost. That is cash movement. Second is inward cash processing. The wing comes under the production factory of RBI. So this wing comes under the production factory of RBI, which basically maintain the record of what value of inward cash has been received in the currency chest. And last function is vault. Vault ka matlab the locker at your home. So that is a vault where you keep your funds safe until they are required. So it help us to maintain or to facilitate the cash movement. It processes the inward flow of cash, as well as it plays a role of a locker where the cash is stored on the behalf of RBI. What are the security measures? Sir, RBI pays the expenses as necessary for the security measures to the banks and the transportation cost. तो जो security measures है वो उसके लिए जो भी खर्चा होगा बैंक देगा, as well as for the transportation cost also charges will be paid by the bank, by the RBI. But in case of theft, RBI has specific categories of loss. So under certain categories of loss, RBI will be witnessing a loss, but beyond those specific category of losses, bank will be witnessing the loss. That means if bank is enjoying the benefit, if bank is enjoying the benefit of holding, if bank is enjoying the benefit of holding currency chest in the form of incentives which they are going to receive from RBI, that is not the only one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is if anything goes wrong, bank will be at risk as well of losing the amount in case of accidents, robbery and whatnot. So keep that as well in your mind. Obviously, if you are looking forward for return comes with risk. So this is the risk which is associated with the banking sector if they are involved in the currency chest management. Guys, this is the scheme which we are talking about. These are the incentives which have been written on the screen. So we have 4 points which we have to discuss from this master direction, but unfortunately or fortunately you are joining my class and you know that I won't be discussing them in a very plain manner. I will be trying to decode each of them in a very detailed manner. So let's get started. The first incentive says that if a bank, if a bank is opening up a currency chest in northeastern states, if the bank is opening up the currency chest in the northeastern states or in the hilly states or hilly places of Ladakh as well as J&K, in that particular case, capital up to 100%, that means up to 100% of capital expenditure is eligible for reimbursement. What does it basically means? It means that you are a bank, and you are opening up a currency chest in northeastern states, or you are opening up the currency chest in hilly places or inaccessible places. Then if you are spending 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 15 lakhs to construct that currency chest, 100% capital expenditure will be paid by RBI. But there is a limit. What is the upper limit? That is 50 lakhs. If you are spending up to 50 lakhs, RBI will reimburse it. If you're spending more than 50 lakhs, RBI will give you only 50 lakhs. Rest expenditure has to be bared by the bank itself. Rest of the expenditure has to be bared by the bank itself. As you can see, capital cost, you have spent 75 lakh rupees to construct a currency chest. In that particular case, RBI will pay you only 50 lakhs. Rest 25 lakh rupees has to be bared by the bank. Second point. The second point says revenue cost. 50% of the revenue expenditure is eligible for reimbursement for first 5 years of currency chest operation. So if you are setting up a currency chest as a bank, then in that particular case, you can reimburse your expenses. You can reimburse what? So you can reimburse your expenses. What expenses? I'm talking about the regular expenses, the revenue expenses. how this revenue expenses reimbursement will be done. If your first year expenditure is 15 lakhs, you can reimburse up to 50%. So that means 7.5 lakhs will be reimbursed. If your second year expense is 16 lakhs, 8 lakh will be reimbursed. Similarly, 16 lakhs, 8 lakh will be reimbursed. 17 lakhs, 8.5 lakhs will be reimbursed. And if your expense is 18 lakhs, 9 lakh rupees will be reimbursed. This is only for first 5 years. In the sixth year, if your expense is 10 lakhs, what will be the reimbursement? 0, because it is clearly mentioned that it will be applicable to new applications for opening currency chest in these areas received on or after the date of master direction. So if you will be opening the currency chest in the near future in these areas, then only you are eligible for this reimbursement, and you are eligible for this reimbursement for first 5 years only. And what is the reimbursement value? That is 50%. And what is the reimbursement in case of capital expenditure? That is 100%. Is this point clear? क्लियर हो गया? अगर यहां पे कोई डाउट है सिर्फ इस स्लाइड से, इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट with respect to this slide, you may ask, please. If you have any doubt with respect to this slide, you may ask, please, else I'll move ahead. Else I will move ahead. Do reply in the comment section, please. Done? Shall I move ahead? Okay. Moving on to the second point. So this is the first incentive. One is revenue reimbursement. Second one is capital cost, which will promote the construction of currency chest in the inaccessible areas, hilly areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh as well as northeastern region. ठीक है जी, तो ये तो पहला बेनिफिट है which has been announced by RBI. रीइंबर्समेंट का मतलब है आकाशी, रीइंबर्समेंट फॉर WC मतलब reimbursement for, I can't see your comment now, पता नहीं शायद हटा दिया उन्होंने कमेंट. ठीक है, MR मैं आपको बताता हूँ बेटा, इसका मतलब क्या है. MR it basically means what is capital expenditure. Let's suppose you are a bank, SBI, you have a branch in Ladakh and you want to construct a currency chest within that particular branch, and you applied, you have raised the application and the application is approved. Once the construction was completed, after the completion of the construction, you can reach to RBI that, sir, I have spent 30 lakh rupees to construct that currency chest within my branch. I want you to reimburse. So you just pay them the bills. RBI will credit 30 lakh back to you because you are constructing the currency chest in the specified areas as per the latest RBI direction. These incentives or these reimbursements are not available for the entire country. They are available for the specific regions, locations only, which is clearly mentioned on the screen. It is valid for all, yes, all the banks, whether it is private, whether it is government. For all the banks which are eligible to set up a currency chest, they are eligible under these benefits. Now, what is revenue cost? Revenue cost ka matlab, you can take it in a very simple manner, operational cost. You are holding a currency chest, you will be witnessing an operational cost because it will involve expenditure in terms of security, safety, to maintain that safety, and number of expenses will be done. So those, I would say, regular expenses to run, to hold, to provide the services of the currency chest, those expenses are termed as revenue expenditure or revenue cost. So if your revenue cost is whatever value of 1 year, 50% will be reimbursed. 50% of the value will be reimbursed by whom? Sir, it will be reimbursed by RBI. It will be reimbursed by RBI. ओके, करेंसी चेस्ट इज नॉट अ बैंक. करेंसी चेस्ट कोई बैंक नहीं है, सिंपल सी बात है, समझो जरा ध्यान से. आप लोगों ने, वो कहते हैं ना, ज्यादा अगर आप लोगों को स्पेस दो ना कि कुछ भी पूछ लो तो आप इररेगुलर क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं. मैंने बोला तो है कि ये बैंक की ब्रांच है. जब आप बैंक की ब्रांच में जाते हैं तो बैंक की ब्रांच में आपके पास ये सारे एम्प्लॉइज बैठे हैं, अपने जो भी डे टू डे ऑपरेशंस है वो परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, और ये आरबीआई का एक बैंक का लॉकर है जहां पे बैंक ने आपको लॉकर सर्विसेज दी. उसके अलावा बैंक ने एक रिस्ट्रिक्टेड एरिया रखा उसी ब्रांच में जहां पे यू आर नॉट अलाउड टू गो, एंड दिस रिस्ट्रिक्टेड एरिया व्हिच इज I would say a kind of super solid box. ये box ऐसा है कि it is made up of concrete from all the four directions. It is a very strong room which is created, and this particular strong room is where the currency is stored, kept on the behalf of RBI. तो यहाँ पर कोई भी बैंक, सिर्फ ये बैंक नहीं, मान लो ये SBI की ब्रांच है, SBI की यही ब्रांच अपने रोज का पैसा नहीं, इवन ICICI, इवन PNB की जो ब्रांच है, they all can park their funds in this currency chest. They can park their funds in this currency chest and it will be administrated by RBI. अब parking क्यों होगी? So for example, banks have to park their CRR. They can park their CRR with RBI with the help of currency chest. If banks they are borrowing from RBI, they can borrow the cash from the currency chest, और currency chest की availability all over the country है. So the functions of RBI, services of RBI can be provided all over the country with the help of currency chest. यार एक simple सी बात समझो ना, RBI is the printer of currency and RBI want to distribute that currency to the public, and it has to be done with the help of banks. Now banks they are spread all over the country, and RBI headquarters is in only and only Mumbai, or let's add the regional offices as well. Let's say RBI offices are present, let's say on 40 odd places in the country, but still those 40 odd places are not appropriate, not enough to perform these distribution services in an appropriate manner. So rather than setting up separate currency chests which are going to be regulated, managed, maintained by RBI, RBI has asked the banks that you already own your branches, in the branch only create a currency chest, manage in terms of its safety, security and all, and provide the distribution function of currency from there. I will be administrating it, I will be monitoring it, I will be inspecting it whenever required. And for providing this service, I'll give you incentive. For providing me this service, I'll give you incentive. That is the point. Is it clear now? Or is it clear now? नो इट्स नॉट. अब तो क्लियर हो गया होगा अक्षय. डे टू डे कॉस्ट बैंक की तो यहाँ पे क्यों आएगी? बैंक का तो यहाँ से कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है. बैंक की प्रेमिसेस में एक अलग यूनिट है विच हैज नथिंग टू डू विद बैंक्स डे टू डे ऑपरेशंस. ठीक है, सुदीप क्लियर, आकाशी क्लियर. चलो मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. ठीक है, अगला पॉइंट है क्या सर? अगला पॉइंट है एक्सचेंज ऑफ सॉइल्ड नोट्स एज वेल एज म्यूटिलेटेड नोट्स. पहले ये समझ लेते हैं व्हाट आर सॉइल्ड नोट्स, what are mutilated notes. Let's try to understand this point. If this question is asked to me, soiled notes kya hai? So soiled notes in a very liberalized form, I would say, notes jo ki, let's say you have a currency note, but this currency note is torn out. It is torn out in two pieces, and both the two pieces are available. Both the two pieces are available with you. या फिर आपने वो सेलो टेप लगाकर चिपका दिया, So soil note means a note which has become dirty due to normal wear and tear. Also include two pieces note pasted together, wherein both the pieces presented belong to the same note and will form the entire note, is known as soiled notes. It's known as soiled notes. What is mutilated note? So mutilated note का मतलब है note which is incomplete. Incomplete का मतलब क्या हुआ सर? Incomplete का मतलब है अगर एक बैंक नोट है but it's not available completely, only this part of the bank note is available, that is mutilated note. Even if we have a mutilated note which is present in more than two pieces, if a bank note is present in more than two pieces, that is also known as mutilated note. So mutilated note means a bank note which is in pieces, and maybe the entire or all the pieces are not available, and if all the pieces are available, they should be of more than two. The count of pieces should be more than two, then only it will be termed as what? It will be termed as mutilated note. So mutilated banknote is a banknote of which a portion is missing or which is composed of more than two pieces, is known as mutilated note. समझ आ गया? What is the difference between soiled note and mutilated note? If the difference is clear, give me yes sir. एक और बड़ा important point है, that is imperfect note. This point is also used oftenly. Imperfect note का मतलब क्या सर? Imperfect note का मतलब है which is wholly or partially shrunk, washed, altered, बट डज नॉट इंक्लूड अ म्यूटिलेटेड बैंक नोट। मतलब क्या हुआ सर, ऐसा नोट जो कि अपनी बेस्ट क्वालिटी में नहीं है, द नोट इज नॉट in its best quality. That means the note has a normal wear and tear, but it is not in pieces. The note is intact, इसके कोई pieces नहीं है, but it is not in its actual quality. Its quality has degraded, but yes, it is not in pieces. So अगर note दो pieces में है और दो pieces को जोड़ा गया है और quality भी खराब हो चुकी है नोट की, पेपर क्वालिटी, इट इज सॉइल नोट. इफ नोट इज इन मोर देन if note is in more than two pieces and even the pieces are not available or the pieces are missing, it is mutilated note. If the note is intact, there is no turning out of the note, note फटा हुआ नहीं है, but yes, it is not in its best quality, then it will be termed as imperfect note. Now, as per clean note policy, bank is responsible to accept soiled notes, mutilated notes as well as imperfect notes, exchange them with the good quality notes. And ये जो notes bank ने इकट्ठे किए, the notes which bank has collected, bank will be transferring those notes to the currency chest, and from currency chest it will be reaching to RBI's issue office, and once it reach to the RBI issue office, then incentives will be paid. To whom? Sir, incentives will be paid to the bank branches which are collecting these notes. To the bank branches which are collecting these notes. समझ आई ये बात? अब क्वेश्चन ये है कि सर, against these soiled notes, against these mutilated notes, do we get 100% value? Any idea, guys? Do we get 100% value? Any idea? What to exchange? Want to exchange the damaged currency notes? Will you get the 100% value? Say yes or no. So the answer is no. अब कितनी percent value मिलेगी? That is not your cup of tea. You didn't need to memorize it, but Madhav is Madhav. Madhav has got the answer to this. What is the answer, sir? If the note is extremely brittle, burnt or stuck up note. अगर तो कोई नोट जल गया है, ब्रिटल है, बर्ट हो गया, एक दूसरे से बहुत अच्छे चिपका हुआ है, इफ यू आर ट्राइंग टू मेक दैट नोट स्ट्रेट, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन, इट विल टेयर इनटू पीसेस. इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस, इट्स exchange will be rejected. Its exchange will be rejected. In case of soiled notes, 100% exchange value is paid. In case of soiled notes, 100% exchange value is paid. In case of mutilated notes, if the note denomination is below 20 rupees, if the note denomination is equal to or below 20 rupees, then you will get the full value. Then you will get the full value only if you have more than 50% of the area. That means you have single largest undivided piece of note. मतलब आपके पास जो piece of note है, जो आपके पास, मान लो ये 20 रुपए का नोट है, इस 20 रुपए के नोट में what you have is, you have this much only, but if this much note is greater than 50% in area, then you will get full value. If it is less than 50% in area, then you will get zero value. Are you getting my point? So if a note is in pieces, let's say it is in 4 pieces, and this is the largest piece, and the largest undivided piece area is more than 50%, you will get the 100% value. If it is less than 50%, then the value will be zero. But if the denomination is greater than 20, then in that particular case, for example, you have 100 rupee note. In case of 100 rupee note, you have this 100 rupee note in, let's say, 4 pieces. Out of these 4 pieces, this is the undivided largest piece. The area of this undivided largest piece, if it is greater than 80%, area is greater than 80%, you get 100% value. If the area is in a range 40 to 80%, then you get 50% value. So this is nothing to memorize, only read. ताकि आपको क्लैरिटी तो हो कि होगा क्या. वरना मैं भी आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ न्यूज बताकर चला जाता और आप रटते रहते. यू नो, आई डोंट डू दैट. आई ऑलवेज ट्राई टू गिव यू द क्लैरिटी. आई ऑलवेज try to give you the clarity, and this is the clarity ki what value is going to be received. You just read it, that is more than sufficient. You just read it, that is more than sufficient. ठीक है जी. You just read it, that is more than sufficient. Okay, 1 second. Okay, moving on to this point. What does this point says? Sir, if there is a slogan written on a note, or there is any kind of political message is written on a note, then in that particular case, that note with the political message, or I would say a slogan written on it, will be rejected. So Sonam Gupta bewafa hai, to wo note bhi bewafa hai, that will not be exchanged. If someone has deliberately cut the note, and if it is identified that the note was not torn out with use, it has been deliberately cut, then also its exchange will be rejected. And those coins which are uncurrent, that means which are not allowed in current circulation, for example today, earlier 25 paisa and below coins were stopped from circulation, then 50 paisa and below coins were stopped from circulation, and today only 1 rupee and above coins are in circulation. We don't have small coins in circulation. So the small coins in circulation, if they are not in circulation, then those coins can be or cannot be accepted as per the requirements. Got it? Moving on to the next point. So what facilities, please pay attention, what all facilities will be provided by the branch in terms of exchange of notes and coins at the bank branch? All branches of all banks in all the parts of the country, they are mandated to provide the customer service. First one, issue fresh and good quality notes and coins for all denominations on demand. Whenever you go to the bank and you say कि बेटे की शादी है, वो 10-10 वाली 20-20 वाली bundles दे दो, बैंक कहता है नहीं. बैंक कहता है I don't have, sorry. But bank cannot say नहीं दूंगा. Bank cannot say I'll not give, because it is the condition given by RBI. You have to provide the service. Better is you say I don't have. Second is exchange of soiled, mutilated and defected, or I would say imperfect notes is ought to be done. But small finance banks, very important guys, small finance banks and payment banks, they may exchange the mutilated and defective notes as at their option. If small finance bank want, they can exchange it. If they don't want, they can reject. Ki bhaiya, we cannot exchange your notes. That is also allowed in case of small finance bank and payment banks. Last is accepting coins and notes either for transaction or exchange. You have to accept the coins and notes for both the cases, for transactions as well as exchange. These are some of the mandatory customer services which are provided by the bank. ठीक है जी. Now I'll come back to the point जहां से मैंने ये सारी राम कथा शुरू की थी. तो मैंने शुरू की थी कहां से कि भैया सॉइल्ड नोट्स क्या होते हैं, म्यूटिलेटेड नोट्स क्या होते हैं, imperfect notes क्या होते हैं. Once we are clear with this, then I discussed with you what is the exchange rate of these type of notes. Now I'm coming back to the point, what are the benefits bank is going to receive if bank is exchanging the soiled as well as mutilated notes. Please pay attention. So second point, पहला point हमने कर लिया. What was the first point? So the first point was related to what? So first point was basically related to capital expenditure as well as revenue cost. Now we have the next one. What does the next point says? So the next point says exchange of soiled notes, exchange of soiled notes as well as exchange of mutilated notes will be done by the bank over the counter, and against this exchange, bank will receive 2 rupees per packet. Bank will receive 2 rupees per packet. Bank will receive 2 rupees per packet as an incentive from RBI. मतलब क्या हुआ? ध्यान से देखना. Please pay attention. What does it says? It says that if the note denomination is below 50, then in that particular case, if the note denomination is below 50, in that particular case, for exchanging the entire bundle, for exchanging the entire packet, which means packet of 100 notes, bank will receive 2 rupees as an incentive. I'll take an example to explain you. Please pay attention. Let's say denomination is 10 and number of pieces. How many number of pieces? We have 400 number of pieces. We have 400 number of pieces. Out of these 400 number of pieces, 5 notes were either counterfeit, means they were fake, or 5 notes were short, मतलब आपने काउंटिंग में गलती कर दी, अरे वो पुराने नोट थे, चिपके हुए थे, गलती हो गई काउंटिंग में, विच इज पॉसिबल. तो अब आपके पास जो एक्चुअल नोट्स क्या हुए, जो एक्चुअल नोट्स एक्सचेंज हुए, एक सेकेंड, आपके पास जो एक्चुअल, 1 second, I'll take this example first. I missed it. First I'll take this example. What I was trying to say, exchange is 2 rupees per packet up till the denomination 50. अगर denomination 50 से ज्यादा denomination के notes को bank exchange करेगा, against that exchange no incentive will be paid. Incentive will be paid up till 50 rupees denomination only. ठीक. अब यहां पर देखना दो चीजें. मान लो आपकी जो number of denomination है, denomination is 10. If I talk about the number of pieces, so number of pieces is 5500. If the number of pieces is 5500, that means how many bundles we have, how many packets we have. So we have 55 packets, क्योंकि एक पैकेट में कितने नोट्स होते हैं, 100. So we have 55. We have number of packets. What is the number of packets? So we have 55 number of packets. अब ये जो पैकेट्स है, इन पैकेट्स को बैंक ने रिसीव किया, और रिसीव करके बैंक ने इन पैकेट्स को दे दिया किसे, करेंसी चेस्ट को. Now currency chest will receive those packets and currency chest will forward these packets to the issue department of RBI. अब issue department of RBI इन पैकेट्स को खोलेगा, इन पैकेट्स को काउंट करेगा, and when issue department of RBI was counting these packets, they realized कि 5500 की जगह how many 5500 की जगह how many notes have been received? So they have received only 5390 notes. ये कह लो कि 110 notes जो है, number of notes, उनमें से मान लो 10 notes counterfeit थे, उनमें से 50 notes mutilated थे, क्योंकि हम तो soil notes की बात कर रहे हैं. 50 notes आधे थे, तो उसको उन्होंने रिजेक्ट कर दिया, और उसके साथ साथ 50 नोट्स ही कम थे. सो टोटल कितना हो गया, 110. अब जो नंबर ऑफ नोट्स पहुंचे हैं फॉर इंसेंटिव पर्पस, वो कितने हैं, दैट इज 5390. अब टोटल नंबर ऑफ पैकेट्स कितने हो गए, सब 5390 को 100 से डिवाइड करेंगे तो क्या आएगा, 53.90. तो यहां पे जो राउंड ऑफ होगा, दैट विल नॉट द सेम राउंड ऑफ जो आप मैथ्स में करते हैं कि 54 कर दो, नहीं. उनके कहने का मतलब है कंप्लीट पैकेट्स कितने हैं, 53. तो जितने कंप्लीट पैकेट्स हैं, वही पैकेट्स एलिजिबल होंगे फॉर व्हाट, सो दोस पैकेट्स विल बी एलिजिबल फॉर इंसेंटिव. पर पैकेट कितना इंसेंटिव है, 2 रुपए. सो हाउ मच इंसेंटिव यू विल रिसीव, यू विल रिसीव एन इंसेंटिव ऑफ 106 रुपीज. बैंक ने 106 रुपए कैसे कमाए, इज इट क्लियर? Is this point clear? Shall I take one more example? Shall I take one more example? Shall I take one more example? Look, one more example to understand the same. Please pay attention. Please please pay attention. 50 rupees is the denomination. Okay? 50 rupees is the denomination. This is the branch B1 of SBI. This branch B1 of SBI is the branch which possess the currency chest as well. ये मान लो इसके पास currency chest नहीं है. So this branch has received total 7500. This branch has received total 7500 soiled notes, means 7500 50 rupees के soiled notes receive हुए, and those notes have been exchanged into a good quality notes. So total 75 packets were submitted to the currency chest. Currency chest forwarded these packets to the issue department of RBI. Issue department of RBI क्या करेगा, इसे प्रिंटिंग प्रेस में भेजेगा, पहले डिस्ट्रॉय किए जाएंगे और सेम डिनोमिनेशन को प्रिंटिंग प्रेस में क्या किया जाएगा, रीप्रिंट किया जाएगा. दिस इज द एंटायर लाइफ साइकिल. But the moment it reaches to issue department of RBI, they say no sir, there are 245 नोट्स शॉर्टेज, मतलब सॉरी 75 नोट्स क्या है, शॉर्ट है. 75 नोट्स शॉर्ट है मींस कुछ कम है. मान लो 15 नोट तो काउंटरफिट है और बाकी के 40 नोट्स जो है या 60 नोट्स जो है दे आर शॉर्ट। तो जो एक्चुअल नोट्स रिसीव हुए दे आर 7425। 7425 में जो बंडल्स बनेंगे, जो पैकेट बनेंगे वो कितने हैं? 74। तो 74 पैकेट्स पे हर एक पैकेट पे 2 रुपए का इंसेंटिव, सो इंसेंटिव इज गोइंग टू बी 74 into 2, it comes out to be 148. So this is the incentive which will be paid to the currency chest. Currency chest will transfer this incentive to the respective branch, and this is the incentive which a branch is going to receive on exchange of soiled notes. समझ आ गई बात? Is it clear? No rocket science, बहुत easy है। अब अगर मैं म्यूटिलेटेड नोट की बात करूं, अब म्यूटिलेटेड नोट में मेहनत ज्यादा। क्यों मेहनत ज्यादा? भैया चेक करो, why I say that mutilated note exchange is quite a difficult task for a bank, because in that particular case bank has to identify the area of available largest undivided note, then they have to calculate the area, then they have to pay according to the area. So it's a tough task. Then RBI said, don't worry, for every mutilated note exchange I'll pay you 2 rupees. Soiled, for the entire packet I'll pay you 2 rupees, but in case of mutilated notes, for each note mutilated which you are going to exchange, I'll pay you 2 rupees as per RBI. As per RBI. So RBI says mutilated notes per note incentive is 2 rupees. Let's say 10 rupees is the denomination. Number of pieces which are mutilated, that is 400, out of which 5 notes were short. Actual received were 395. If the actual received mutilated notes till the issue department of RBI is 395, for every note 2 rupees is paid. So 2 into 395 is 790 rupees off. 790 rupees of what? 790 rupees of incentive will be paid. And in this case, this incentive will be paid for all denominations. This incentive will be paid for all denominations, unlike soil note, because in case of soil note, it is paid only. In case of soil note, it is paid only till 50 rupees denomination. Above 50 rupees of denomination, no incentive is going to be paid by RBI for exchanging the soil notes. No incentive is going to be paid by RBI for exchanging the soiled notes. Got it, guys? Moving on to the next. The next is related to the coins. This is the incentive given for the distribution of coin. If a branch has distributed a bag of coin, they will get 65 rupees as an incentive. Now you must be wondering, bag of coin? So what is the number of coins in one bag of coin? Please pay attention. According to the issue department of RBI, one bag of coin means either 5000 pieces of 50 paisa coin, but अब तो 50 paisa coin circulation में नहीं है, so I can remove this. But if the coin denomination is 1 rupee, 2 rupee or 5 rupees, then you will say it a bag when you have 2500 pieces of given denomination metal coin, and in case of 10 or 20 rupees, it is 2000 pieces. समझ आई ये बात? What I'm trying to say, I'm saying, what is bag? Bag of coin means 2500 coins will make one bag if the denomination is either 1 rupee, 2 rupee or 5 rupee. Sir, one bag will be equal to 2000 coins. One bag will be equal to 2000 coins if each coin is either of denomination 10 or 20. And for distribution of one bag of coin, incentive is 65 and it will be 75. The same incentive will be 75 if the distribution is done in rural or semi-urban area. If the distribution is done in rural or semi-urban area, again I have an example. Example is on your screen. What is the denomination? So we have 2 rupees denomination coins. Total pieces deposited. How many pieces deposited? Sir, 4000 2 rupee coins are deposited. Total pieces withdrawn. So the total pieces withdrawn are 2500. So what is the distribution, or what is the net distribution? Net distribution means branch से कितने coins distribute हुए. सर branch से तो कुछ distribute ही नहीं हुआ. कैसे? Incoming 4000 था, outgoing 2500 है, actually में the branch is holding, actually the branch is receiving rather than distributing, branch is receiving what? So branch is receiving 1500 coins. ब्रांच इज रिसीविंग 1500 कॉइन्स। और ये कौन सा कॉइन है? 2 रुपी डिनोमिनेशन का, और हमें पता है कि एक बैग कितने कॉइन्स होने चाहिए? 2500। सो 2500 से अगर मैं डिवाइड करूंगा, व्हाट आई विल गेट? सर आई विल गेट 3/5, दैट इज 0.6। सो दिस इज नेगेटिव 0.6, विच मीन्स देयर इज अ नेट विड्रॉल। नो सर, देयर इज नेट डिपॉजिट। हियर वी वांट विड्रॉल। अगर विड्रॉ होगा तभी तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है, अगर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करना है तो विड्रॉल ज्यादा होना चाहिए, बट हियर द डिपॉजिट इज 4000, विड्रॉल इज 2500, सो देयर इज नेट डिपॉजिट, और नेट डिपॉजिट कितना है? 1500 कॉइन्स, व्हिच इज इक्वल्स टू 0.6 bags. Clear? Which is equals to 0.6 bags, which is I hope clear till this point. Moving on to the next point. 5 रुपए के सिक्के की बात करें तो 5 रुपए का सिक्का, 0 डिपॉजिट, 7500 withdrawal. 7500 withdrawal means how many bags have withdrawn? So 3 bags have been withdrawn. तो यहाँ पे +3 हो गया और ये +1 हो गया. So in total we have 4 bags withdrawn, 0.6 received. So total withdrawn is 3.4. Again we will go to the closest. Closest it means अगर आपके पास 3.4 bags है, how many bags are complete? Out of 3.4 we have 3 complete bags. तो ये है 3 complete bags. Now what will be the incentive? अगर तो ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बैंक ने किया सेमी अर्बन एरियाज में या रूरल एरियाज में, then we'll say 3 into 75. If this distribution is done in semi urban or rural areas, it is 3 into 75. If this distribution is done in the other parts of the country, then it will be 3 into 65. समझ आ गई बात? 65, 75. I hope both the points are clear. You have to cram all the data. बेटा ये तो example है. This is the example. ये cram करने के लिए थोड़ा, this is for your explanation. हाँ, ये जो blue color में है, this you have to cram, this you have to learn. But the way I am explaining it in so much detail, I guess if you will read the PDF after this session carefully, you will be in a position to remember it for sure. Last is the service charge. What is the service charge? Sir, if the cash is deposited and the cash deposit by the non-chest branch under the currency chest, for example, I am a branch of SBI, but I don't have any currency chest in me. Rather, to my closest, there is a currency chest which is in ICICI or which is in PNB, and I reach to PNB to deposit my funds or to deposit my cash. But this service won't be provided free of cost. This service will not be provided free of cost. The service charge which is going to be charged by currency chest on the non-chest branches, kitna? Non-chest branches is going to be by the large modern currency chest, it is 8 rupees per 100 pieces of notes, and other currency chest it is 5 rupees per 100 pieces of notes. So it's a costly affair for the banks to deposit their funds in the or keep their cash in the currency chest, or to, I would say, if you're depositing your cash in the currency chest, you are going to bear a huge value. You are going to bear a huge value, which you need to remember. After that, we have certain few terms which are very clear. I have already discussed. Incentives shall be paid on soil notes. As discussed, incentives will be paid on the exchange of mutilated notes. Incentives for the distribution of coins will be paid on the basis of net withdrawn, which we have already discussed. Currency chest holding banks will raise the invoice to RBI for claiming the incentives. तो होगा क्या? Currency chest जिस बैंक के पास है, that bank will raise the invoice to RBI, then RBI will review it and RBI will pay the incentives. Currency chest branch shall pass on the incentives to the linked branches. So the currency chest will receive the incentive and then that incentive will be distributed to the linked branches. Distribution of the coin shall be verified by RBI regional office through the inspection of currency chest. So distribution of coins shall be verified by what? So it will be verified by the regional officers through the inspection of currency chest or incognito visit to branch etc, which can be done by RBI. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया. अब एक पॉइंट और था, अगर net is 0.3 then 0, incentive will be 0. If your net is minus 0.3, then incentive is 0. If net is only 0.3, then also it is 0. At least you must have one packet or one bag of coins to receive the incentive if the bag count is less than, if the bag count is less than 1, incentive will be 0. Less than 1, incentive will be 0. This is all from my side, guys, related to the RBI circular, RBI master direction. Now, if you have any doubt, you can ask, please. Many times you all comment in the comment section कि sir classes बहुत ज़्यादा lengthy hoti ja rahi hai, should we follow or not? Undoubtedly, classes are lengthy. What you can do is you can you need to answer yourself in this format. If I'm joining this class, I won't be able to understand the current news. I will be able to understand the static around that particular news, which is really very important. Now you know what is mutilated note, you know what is soiled note, you know what is currency chest, you know what is imperfect note, you know what are the exchange values, how the exchange is done, what are the conditions, how bank, what kind of services are provided to the customers by the bank branches related to the exchange. So this entire information will help you when you sit in the RBI Grade B examination. They may not help you in direct objective questions of phase 1, but they are surely going to help you in phase 2 objective as well as descriptive questions. If you have enjoyed the session, do give me the thumbs up, give me a love sign in the comment section so that we can conclude. And in the comment section, do give me the answer, how many currency chests do we have in India as of today? Secondly, if you have any other suggestion, any other suggestion to this particular class, do share that. Even share your feedbacks for the current section. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any doubt, you may ask, please. Sir, in notes, it should be understood that the soiled, or what is the criteria for giving? Criteria coin में incentive का है ही नहीं. Criteria coin में incentive का है ही नहीं. Criteria coin में तो जो आपको पैसा दिया जा रहा है, it is for distribution, not for collection. Notes के केस में you are getting the incentive for collecting the soiled notes and exchanging them with the good quality notes. In case of coins, you are actually the distributor of the coins. And if you have actually distributed the coins, you will get the incentive, otherwise no incentive. I hope it's clear. Done? Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Even if after watching this session you have any doubt, you should ask your doubts in the comment section. I will be answering each and every doubt of yours. Do share the feedback in the comment section, and do share the number of currency chests in the country as we talk today. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button before leaving. Good luck. God bless you all. Bye-bye.